I don't know why you're panicking. 28s, 29s, you're not the priority. 27s, honestly, really not a high priority either. But my 26s, you've had 2 opportunities. And if your phone isn't ringing, your AAU coach haven't told you any schools that are interested, I do think it's time to have a conversation. Talk to your AAU coach. Look at footage. Get a better understanding of why you're not getting recruited. Let me not say that. Why your phone hasn't rung yet. Because at the end of the day, just because you didn't get the calls doesn't mean that you did not get seen. But what should you be doing? That reach out game should be strong. Don't get on these coaches' nerves. There are college coaches that are going to respond, but you need to be reaching out to the right college coaches. If you're 26, you haven't heard from no coaches, why are you sending emails to Baylor? Why are you trying to get Texas to come watch you play? It's camp time. It is very important that you go to the right camps. Because let's be honest, a lot of y'all are going to go to these elite camps. These coaches are not going to know who you are. They're not going to be looking for you unless you do something to just stand out. You got to know how to put the right highlight tape together. The highlight tape is 5 minutes. The wrong clips are inside the highlight tape. Your first few seconds should be something that makes a college coach say, "Ooh, who is that?" And last but not least, get in the gym. If you are having to beg them, if you are having to force them to get in the gym, they don't want it. Welcome to It's Just Different podcast. We bring on people who have been where you're trying to go and or have helped countless athletes get there. I'm your host, Ashley Roberts, your favorite coach that don't coach teams. I just coach the parents. And yes, we are back with another solo episode. I did a solo episode last month, and I asked y'all how y'all was feeling about the solo episodes, and the responses was crazy. Or the response, which one is it? Anyways, it was crazy. Y'all was rocking with the solo episodes, so I think I'm gonna do one once a month. Now, don't hold me to that. But as of now, I think I'm going to do one once a month. If y'all like the solo episodes, I need you to let me know in the comments. So drop a comment if you rocking with the solos. But we are going to talk about live period. If you don't know what live period is when college coaches can come out and recruit. They get to watch athletes face to face, do evaluations, see if they like them, get eyes on them, etc. So, live period has come and gone. We are on 2 sessions. We had our April and we had our May session. May, there were a lot of tournaments. Just like April, there were a lot of tournaments happening. And a lot of y'all thought, okay, April, a lot of coaches stayed in because they were hosting visits. It'll be a ton of coaches out in May, which there were more coaches out in May. However, there were so many tournaments. I was in Houston, Texas, and you had Clash of the Clubs, Queen of the South, and then down the street you had Adidas and Bryan. So coaches split time at all 3 locations. And that's not to mention all the other locations that you had. And there were some tournaments that didn't have no coaches at the end of the day. So what you should do, what should you do, or better yet, what shouldn't you do? I'm going to get right into it because I got my notes right here. And I want to first talk to the parents that are panicking. I'm going to kind of break this down by class. My 28s, my 29s, I don't know why you're panicking. Yes, you are seeing a select few of kids get offers. But 28s, 29s, you're not the priority. So there's no need, there's no reason to panic because you did not get an offer. First of all, you're at the stage where the college coach has to connect with the AAU coach, and AAU coach has to schedule the call. Y'all have to hop on a call. Like, these coaches can't even call you yet. So some of y'all are panicking for no reason. Because let's be honest, by the time y'all hear my stomach growling? I'm hungry. My stomach is growling. By the time you But time is time for you to actually sign. Some of those coaches might not even be at that school. So you're worried about an offer when it means nothing, right? And I know you'll say, because I'll say there's no coaches looking at 28s, 29s. Yes, they're gonna look, but it's not a priority. Like, some of these coaches are still trying to fill their roster right now. You think they're worried about a 28 or a 29? And some of y'all that might be asking, what's a 28 or 29? 27s are sophomores, 28s are freshmen, 29s are eighth graders going into their ninth grade season. Hopefully I'm right on that. But yeah, you're not a priority. 27s, you're honestly really not a high priority either. You are seeing more 27s get offers, but it's still not a time to panic. And my 26s, for nobody, there's no time to panic for any class, but my 26s, what I would say is you've had 2 opportunities. And if your phone isn't ringing, if your AAU coach haven't told you any schools that are interested, I do think it's time to have a conversation, right? Talk to your AAU coach. Look at footage. Get a better understanding of why you're not getting recruited. Or let me not say that. Why your phone hasn't rung yet. Because at the end of the day, just because you didn't get the calls doesn't mean that you did not get seen. There's always eyes at these tournaments. And sometimes coaches will be at a game. They might not be ready to reach out just yet. That's just the truth. So just because you didn't get the call that you wanted or you didn't get a call, that does not mean panic.
Congratulations on taking the first step, and that's watching this episode. But you need something more. You really need a community of parents that's going through the same thing, that can talk, laugh, share struggles, share wins. You need a community that's going to give you monthly resource drops on how to create a highlight tape, what to send to college coaches, and a community that's going to bring in guests, bring in college coaches, bring in experts to give you information. I got the community for you. The different community, and you need to be there. Click the link in this description, and I'll see you on the inside.
As I said, there were tournaments where there were no coaches. Like 0. And a lot of y'all are like, well, what am I supposed to do? I hope you got the footage. Because footage is king. I really hope that you got footage. And you should be connected with somebody. I saw in Iowa, I think that was maybe a EYCL stop for my programs that's in EYCL. Listen, I get it, but I don't get it, right? A lot of teams went out to Iowa and the baselines were empty. You need to have the footage and you need to put it in somebody's hands to show these college coaches. Because again, they wasn't everywhere. They couldn't be everywhere. So they want to see some footage. They want to see who they missed out on. There are offers being thrown out left and right. I've seen certain schools offer 28s, 29s. I think I've even seen them offer a 30. Don't let social media fool you. I'm here to tell you, I have seen offers and the coach haven't even seen the kid play. You don't know where these offers are coming from, why they're offering. And that's why I always say, run your own race. Focus on your own lane. Because again, I'm going to repeat that. There have been offers posted that the coach hadn't even seen, that no coach on the staff have seen. Some of y'all like to call them favor offers or whatever the case may be. right? I get it. We're in a world of social media. Everybody want to post they offer. Everybody want to do these different things. And I totally understand. But it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Now, there could be strategy behind some of these offers, meaning school A offer a kid and now school B, C, D want to get on this kid because they got this offer. That happens all the time. So I do think there is strategy in getting some of these schools to offer, but we're talking 26s, maybe 27s. I'm seeing a little upward of the 28s and the 29s. Your time will come. All right? Your time will come. What should you be doing? If y'all wondering, I got like a whole list of notes over here. But what should you be doing? If you're a 26, as I said, you need to be having a conversation with your AAU coach, getting feedback, seeing what you're doing well, what you can improve on. If you need more minutes, how can you get more minutes? You need to be watching your film. You need to be doing some outreach, reaching out to some of these college coaches. But you need to be reaching out to the right college coaches, right? If you're 26 and your phone haven't rung, you haven't heard from no coaches, why are you sending emails to Baylor? Why are you trying to get Texas to come watch you play? So when you're talking to your AAU coach, you probably should be asking what fit, what level, what schools should you reach out to? Because you have to do some outreach. Before June, you have another opportunity coming up, but you've had two. So you need to figure out what's going on, what you need to tweak, what you need to improve on, what you need to continue doing. My 27s. You know, I honestly would say all classes. This is a great time. We're in May right now. This is a great time to have a conversation with the AAU coach. Whether you're 28, 29, 27, 26, it really doesn't matter. This is the perfect time. I like to say you're kind of like in the middle of that season to communicate with that AAU coach. Talk to your AAU coach, parent and kid, not just parent, not just kid. And get an understanding of how the season is going. I always say you don't know what you don't know. So I said I was going to break it down by class, but really, regardless of class, you should be having this conversation. Just so you know where your athlete stands, your athlete know where they stand and what they need to do moving forward. You should be preparing for camps. It's camp time, right? And camps should be used for exposure. Camps should be used for exposure. If you are 26, it is very important that you go to the right camps. The level matters. Who's shown some interest in you? Who's shown some interest in you in said conference? And maybe there's other schools that you like in that conference. Go to those camps. Because, and I think I said this in an episode before, but if you got 4 to 5 schools that's in the Sun Belt Conference, and there's a school in the Sun Belt Conference that you like, that you think you fit, it might be good to go to that camp, because if these 4 to 5 schools are interested in you, it's clearly showing that you can play in the Sun Belt Conference, right? Connect with someone that can tell you, that can help you pick the camps. In my community, in the different community, my parents are asking me, what camps should I go to? What camps make the most sense? And guess what? I'm not only helping them choose the right camp, but I'm directly reaching out to those coaches. Hey, Ashley will be at this camp. Can you make sure to get an evaluation on her? Can you make sure to check her out? Because let's be honest, A lot of y'all are going to go to these elite camps. These coaches are not going to know who you are. They're not going to be looking for you unless you do something to just stand out. You got to go in there and just kill. You have to stand out. If not, you're just like the other 100+ kids that are at camps. So not only should you be preparing for camps, you need to make sure that you have a good list of camps. Some of y'all are spending thousands of dollars traveling across the country to go to camps. Stick with your local, stick with your regional area first. Get you 2 to 3 camps. Now, I'm not counting y'all pockets. I don't know what y'all money look like. If you want to do more than 3 camps, that's fine too. But stick with local, regional, and or schools that are actually recruiting you. If, I don't know, Mississippi State is heavily recruiting you and you are a Texas kid and you like Mississippi State, yeah, cool, go to the camp. But I don't think that parents should be spending all this money just to go to camps. You're already spending a lot of money with your AAU team. Are you going to spend an arm and a leg going to a camp? Stick to local, regional camps. And to know which camps you should go to. If you don't know, get with someone. If you're 26, Baylor, and these schools haven't reached out to you, the Baylors, the Texas, the whoever, any of these P4 schools, don't waste your time. Like, you want to use these camps to get recruited. My 28s and 29s, like, y'all are still young. So if you want to go to some of these camps for the experience, by all means, do that. Go to the LSU, go to the South Carolina, get you a pick with Don Staley. Do all of those things that you want to do for the younger athletes. But 26s and, in my opinion, even 27s, that's when it's time to actually get serious about the camps you're going to. And I'm going to always do a little shameless plug. I'm going to always plug the community. Inside of the community, I have a list of camps for the members where they can look at the school, they can look at the cost, they can look at the dates, they can go straight to the link. They don't even got to do all the work of searching. It's in a spreadsheet. So if you want to get in a community, you can get in a community for free. 7-day trial, test it out. If you don't like it, you can leave. The link is in the description. So make sure y'all hit that link. I put on here that reach out game should be strong. Now, don't get on these coaches' nerves. But if there were some coaches that you seen in April and in May sitting on the sidelines watching games, reach out to them. Ask them for feedback. Ask them for an evaluation. Ask them if you can send them a highlight tape. Ask them if you can send them full game. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I get parents all the time. I'm going to shout out Eric Deru at Texas Tech. I get parents all the time that tell me how much he responds. He gives an evaluation. He is helping them understand what level and what fit. And he was actually on the podcast. I don't know what episode Eric was, but he was on the podcast. But he's responding. There are college coaches that are going to respond. So reach out. Reach out to these coaches. See what they think about your athlete. Talk to your AAU coach.
All right. You are about halfway through this episode. Hold on. Let me get a little closer. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit the subscribe button. And while you at it, hit the like button. I know I'm asking for a lot. Go ahead and share this with 2 other parents that need to hear this information. Because I'm here to help y'all, and I need y'all to help me so that I can get this information out to more people. Now back to the episode.
Last but not least, or I guess I got 2 things for you. One, make sure you're getting the footage. I've already kind of talked about that. Put together footage. Put together the right footage. I know a lot of parents that are putting the highlight tapes together. They're reaching out. They're talking to their AAU coach. They're doing all the things that I'm saying, but they're not doing it right. You're not asking the right questions. The highlight tape is 5 minutes. The wrong clips are inside the highlight tape. Your first few seconds should be enticing, should be engaging, should be something that makes a college coach say, "Ooh, who is that?" Right? You got to know how to put the right highlight tape together. What you should say when you're reaching out to these college coaches. What direct questions you should ask your AAU coach. And last but not least, get in the gym. Get in the gym. Strength, sports performance, on the court, film room. You have a month, pretty much. You have a month before college coaches get to see you again. If you're playing in TABC or if you're playing in your school sanctioned, if you're playing with your school when college coaches come out, that is in June. I think that's Father's Day weekend. You got a month to get right. School is about to be out. You should be doing 2-a-days. The 3. Give me a 3-a-day. Like, if basketball is what you want to do, if you want to play in college, you have to get in the gym. And y'all hear me say it all the time, the right footage, the right questions, the right this, the right that, the right workouts. You going to the gym and you going through the motion, you not taking game rep shots. You just going to the gym just to say you went to the gym. I feel like I'm on y'all this episode. And I'm this way because y'all be talking to me in the DMs. Y'all be doing these consults with me. And some of y'all are doing the work, but a lot of y'all are not doing the work. And you're expecting a reward for work that you haven't put in. So I'm really like just spending this time to coach you, to hold you accountable, to make sure you're doing the right things. And this is for parent and athlete. So parents, I hope y'all are showing this episode to the athletes. By now, if they haven't gotten any interest, the phone hasn't rung, and I'm not talking young kids, I'm talking 26s. You should not be forcing them to get in the gym. At this point, they don't want it. If you are having to beg them, if you are having to force them to get in the gym, they don't want it. Because it should be clear as day that my phone hasn't rung. I haven't talked to these college coaches. I need to figure this out. They should be telling you they want to get in the gym. They should be asking you these questions. They should be on you, not you on them. So athletes, I need y'all to get in the gym. Work on your game. Get a trainer who can develop you. Get with someone that can tell you what you need to do. You need a plan. It's time out of going blind. It's time out of parents thinking they can do it all themselves. They can come up with the workout plan. They can be your trainer. They can be your strength coach. They can be all these different things for you. It's not working. Get some help. Rant might be over. What not to do? This is not the time to panic. Just because your phone hasn't rung, just because the schools that you want haven't called, just because you see all these other kids getting offers, it's not time to panic. I have seen just last week or the week before last, high school kids signing to D1 schools. Literally 2025s signing. Shout out to my girl Aaliyah. I seen that she signed to go to, I think it was Arkansas Little Rock. Hopefully I'm right on that. These athletes are signing late, running their own race. So this isn't the time to panic. It is the time to reevaluate. It is the time to do something different. And some of y'all are not going to like this, but it might be time to get in the AAU portal. Now y'all going to get on me. I already know it. But it might be time. If you are a 26 and you are playing on the team and you're not getting minutes, you might need to find another team. You have to get on the court. How can a coach see you or see what you can do if you're sitting the bench? You have to get on the court. I don't know why I didn't start at this like these little slow little things, whatever. Get on the court. So before you go into another live period, which is July, you might need to switch teams. You might need to get in that AAU portal. If there's not a chance of you getting more minutes. If you've done all that you can, you feel that you've done all you can, and it's not the right fit, forget this loyalty thing. You have to be loyal to yourself. Because guess what? These AAU coaches are always trying to make their teams better. If they got an opportunity to pick up a kid, guess what they gonna do? Pick up the kid. So if you're not getting minutes, court time is the best time. Coaches have to be able to see you. And that's just what it is. And while I'm on this topic, I want to talk about kids playing up. Should you play up? Should you play grade level? Listen, I was at a lot of games last live period. And I watched a lot of kids that were playing up that missed out on opportunities because college coaches came to see them, or maybe not even to see them. Some came to see them, but college coaches were in the building and they were on the bench, or they wasn't playing a role that they needed to play. They wasn't taking the amount of shots that they needed to shake, that they needed to take. Versus if they would have been playing grade level, they would have been able to do that. And I think that you have to look at that both ways. I was talking to a coach, AAU coach, and we were talking about this, playing up or playing grade level. And he made a really, really good point of a kid can play up and a kid can be borderline, the right P4 or slam dunk mid-major. And the kid can play up and maybe not dominate, maybe not score all the points, maybe not do this, but prove that they can play at that level and get eyes of the P4 schools. Versus kid playing grade level and killing it, but those P4 schools not sitting at a 16s. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a good point. And he talked about parents, when you're trying to make the decision if you want to play up or play grade level, it's all about what do you want? Like, what's the goal for that season? And I want to ask y'all that. When you're trying to figure out if I should play my athlete up, if they should play grade level, what's the goal? Is it to develop? Is it to get interest from a higher caliber school? Is it to be dominant? Is it to show that you have the physicality to play up? Like, what is the goal? And I kind of went off a little whatever was in my notes, but it just made me think about that of like, yeah, you can play up, you can play grade level. One can benefit and one can actually hurt, but it depends on what your goal is. Back to what you shouldn't be doing though. I talked about signing up for camps. This is not the time to sign up for, you should not be signing up for the wrong camps. This is camp season. Utilize camp season. Utilize your $75, your $100, your $125, however much it costs to go to these school camps. I am a big fan of Elite Camp. Now, I had a college coach on one of the episodes that talked about team camp and how kids have gotten offers from team camps. If your high school team is pretty good and they are going to camp and you're going to be with other good players, team camp is a little gem right there, because I always focus on elite camp. But team camp can be a little gem if you do it the right way and if your high school team is pretty good, because these are athletes that you're used to playing with. So I'm not opposed to team camp, but I'm still elite camp. Like I want you to go to those elite camps and go to the right elite camps and make sure the coaches know that you are coming to the elite camp. While we're talking about elite camps, y'all, you are getting email after email after email after email, all these emails about come to camp, come to camp, come to camp. If you are messaging a coach, their general response is going to be, I'd love to have you at camp. Yes, it is an invite. Yes. But they're going to tell everybody that. They are trying to get the kids at camp. Some of them are using this as a moneymaker. They want to get as many kids to camp as possible. So if you get that, I'd love to have you at camp or hope to see you at camp, take that with a little grain of salt. Don't get overly excited of like, oh my God, they just invited my baby to camp. Dig a little deeper. Make sure you get with someone that can actually ask about you coming to camp, and that they can tell you if that's the right fit or not. Because these college coaches are going to say, I hope to see you at camp. Bring it to camp. We'll do an evaluation. All right, that's the first thing these coaches are going to say. Oh, if they didn't get to see you a lot in the first 2 sessions, they're going to say, oh, well, we didn't get to see enough. Sign up for camp. Yeah, make sure it's the right camp. Where we at? We talked about the AAU portal. Not to panic. Reach out to these coaches. And don't sign up for the wrong camps. Now is the time to really utilize social media. I talked about how footage is king. You should be utilizing social media, and you need to make sure you are connecting with the right people. There are people out here that go to these events, and their job is to talk to the college coaches, is to get the college coaches at the kids that they're working with games, whether that's a recruiting service, whether that's a media personality, whether that's someone that have relationships with coaches. And y'all are going to hear this plug all throughout this episode. When I was at Clash of the Clubs, when I was at Queen of the South, when I was at Adidas, I literally before we even got to the tournament, I was texting these coaches all of the athletes' schedules, right? Now, some of them they obviously did not get to see because I have a lot of younger athletes and their priority was the older athletes. But a lot of them, they did. And one of the members received 2 offers this past weekend. And that I'm by no means am I saying because of me. It was because her athlete put in the work and her AAU team has put her in the right position and she's doing what she needs to do. But I also followed up with these coaches to make sure that they were at the game. I also followed up with them after. So they are hearing it from multiple, right? They're communicating with the AAU coach. They're hearing it from me. They're asking me questions. That's the benefit of the community. Get in the community. It's a 7-day trial. Test it out. Anyways, yes, connect with someone with relationships. You cannot do it all alone. And you don't need to be doing it all alone. This AAU world is chaotic. It's a lot going on. You cannot figure it out on your own. Now, for my top kids that's going to get what they get regardless, that's a little different. But that's the 1%ers. Everybody else at the end of the day, and even them, everybody needs help. They need a different type of help. But you need to make sure that your athlete is getting seen. You need to make sure that you're with people that can promote, that can push your athlete. And we already talked about connecting with your AAU coaches and reevaluating your goals, reevaluating your performance. Get heavy in film. Get heavy in film. Don't just, here goes that right word. Know the right way to watch film. What are you looking at when you're looking at film? Are you looking at just you? Are you looking at just you on offense? Are you looking at offense and defense? Are you looking at how hard you're going? Are you looking at the type of shots that you're missing? What exactly are you looking at when you're watching film? You have more opportunities. You've had April, you've had May, you have June, and you have all of July. So June you have camps in June, and then like I said, if you're playing in like a TABC or something like that in June with your high school team, you have another opportunity. So you have your camps where coaches can see you, you have TABC where coaches can see you before July, which for 26s is it. It's it, baby. You need to make sure you're putting in the work because the opportunities are going to continue to come, even after AAU season. But I know some of you athletes and parents, you want to end this season with an idea of where your athlete is going, right? I know it's going to feel good to be a senior and not have to be stressing out of where you're going to play next year. So take care of the work right now. TABC, June camps, July live period. You might be at some events that coaches won't be at the end of the day but determined by or based off the team that you're playing with. But just because college coaches are not there, that does not mean that you can't get seen. Get with someone that promotes, that posts. I'm in Texas, so I'm always going to kind of talk about my Texas peeps, but I know of a lefty. I think his IG is lefty_Mike. He's always posting on his page of athletes. Ed, I'm coming. He has a university where he's always posting. I think it's _I'm coming Inc. Forgive me if these things are wrong, but he has a university where he's posting on the page. Ray G with Sudden Exposure. I have watched him walk around and talk to these college coaches. And me with a different community. I'm walking around talking to these college coaches. I'm posting on my page where these college coaches are following me. If you're not in Texas or if you don't want to use any of those people that I said, those same people are probably in your state. Find someone that talks to the coaches. Find someone that is big in the media space. Find someone that's a third party. Maybe it's a recruiting service. I don't know. I think Chris Johnson has a recruiting service. I don't know many recruits. Sudden Exposure, I talked about that one as a recruiting service. I don't know any other. I think, I don't know any other recruiting services. But yes, get with a recruiting service. Get with someone that can help you so that you can end this season the way that you want. And you're not stressed out. You're not feeling regret. And you don't have to keep trying to do this thing on your own. We talked about, I feel like I was just like on y'all today, but we really went into my 28s, 29s, my young kids. Don't panic. I know that you're seeing certain 28s and 29s get offers and you feel like you're better than this kid or you should be getting this offer. Some of those are favor offers. Some of those are, the kid is performing. Maybe the kid is playing up 16s or 15s or whatever the case may be, and the coaches got to see them. But again, some of these coaches won't be. Y'all see these coaches moving just like it's a college. There's a transfer portal. It's an AAU portal. It's a college coach portal. These college coaches are moving. So don't get stressed out. Don't get all bent up over trying to get an offer. My 26s, you done had 2 opportunities. Either you seized the opportunity or you didn't. Reevaluate. Get with your AAU coaches. Talk to them. Reach out to these college coaches. Get some relationships. Really, really get an understanding of where you fit so that you're not wasting time. Get to the right camps. It's college camp time. There we go. It's college camp time. So make sure that you're getting to the right camps. Make sure you're preparing for the right camps. Make sure you're reaching out. Get in the right camps. And be ready for a live period coming up. I hope that y'all enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I think I'm going to do maybe a once a month episode. And just come on here and talk to y'all. Like I feel like I just got to just let some things out. Based off all these conversations I've been having, and you parents, y'all are stressed for no reason, Lord. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Drop some of your takeaways. I really want to hear your takeaways. Drop some of your takeaways in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. The goal is always to grow this channel. And my new goal is 5,000. I am on a goal to 5,000 subscribers. So I need you to subscribe. Share this with 2 people who need to hear it, and hit the like button. When you hit the like button, when you subscribe, when you drop a comment, you know what happens? It pushes the content out in the algorithm. So drop a comment for me. Give me your takeaways. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're on Apple and Spotify, make sure you follow. I ain't been able to talk today. And you already know what I'm going to say if you listen to these episodes. If you're not following the page, I don't know what you're doing. Follow the page. It's just different pie.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode and staying to the very last minute. For that, I got a gift for you. I don't know if you can actually see this because I got black on black, but I have merch, different merch. And you can get your different merch at itsjustdifferentapparel.com. Use code podcast to get 15% off. See you next week.